Gents, have you ever found yourself on a date and was wondering why it was going so badly? Or you thought the date was going well, yet you underestimated how dumping a bottle of ketchup on the fries that you and your date was sharing was going to gross her out? True story. And next thing you know, you don't hear from the person and you realize you've been ghosted. Well, as much as we like to blame women for why dates go badly, truth is, there's a good chance that it could be you. It could be that stank breath for them garlic fries that you thought was really tasty and ended up being a bad idea. So today, we're gonna talk about some bad date stories, 10 dating mistakes men make, and how to fix them. Let's get started. Welcome to the Sensational Gen, everybody. My name is Sean C. I am your host. I am a retired military veteran, fitness advisor, instructor, and a mentor. Here at the Sensational Gen, we talk about men's issues such as health and fitness, relationships and dating, and travel, all in attempts to make men be the best version of themselves and live their best lives. So, I came across a few articles on Reddit about bad dates, so I was looking through them and stuff like that. And it's easy to kind of find Reddits where you have men complaining about their dates. So I kind of went a different direction. I actually started looking at, okay, well, let's see what women go through, right? We always talk about our bad dates, or, as a man, I can relate to our bad dates. But really and truly, after talking to female friends, they talk about their bad dates all the time. So I kind of wanted to explore and find out what was the problem that they had with us. Some of the things that I saw on these bad dates were things that maybe I was guilty of when I was younger. I didn't have a problem with that. You live and you learn. But as I read more, I noticed a few disturbing patterns that was going on. I was thinking of it from my experiences and the things that I've gone through. So what I want to do was have a good look at these dates that women were going on and really try to say, well, where can we improve at? Because that's what the Sensational Gen is about. And gents, we need to have a talk. I'm not going to read the full stories. What I'll do is bring up the mistake, maybe read an excerpt from the date, and then tell you what I think should be done that could potentially help you make better decisions while you're out on your dates. All right, bear with me as I try to keep up with my notes, make sure I'm talking to you guys. So mistake number one that I noticed from the Reddit dates is be confident, not cocky. I asked a question the other day on Facebook, do women like confident men? Shout out to Purple Goddess for her response to this question. She answers, we love a confident yet humble man. There's a thin line between confident and cocky. Totally agree. My response to Purple Goddess's reply was, a true alpha man has a quiet confidence. He knows it. He doesn't have to flaunt it. It's just there. And that comes with time and humility. A lion doesn't have to tell you it's a lion. It just is. So again, shout out to Purple Goddess for the response. I really appreciate that. Again, I want to do these polls more, and then I will read them in future shows if it's pertinent or whatever. But I will definitely shout you out if you want me to. Let me know. And thank you for everybody that showed love on that one. Appreciate it. So if you go on a date with no confidence, you pretty much are already working from behind, right? It's pretty much a lady parts killer. Confidence grows from being okay with you, okay? If you have insecurities, you don't believe in yourself, you can fake them for a while, but it's gonna eventually come out, okay? Or you could be like these little boys out here who make mistake number 10 to get women because of their insecurities, right? And because of their lack of morals. Get yourself together first, gents. before you start going on these dates, okay? Because if you're not together, it's just gonna come out. And make sure you stick around to find out what mistake number 10 is. All right, mistake number 2, read the signs, all right? So in a lot of the stories I read, the guys were just clueless on reading signs. And let's just face it, guys, you know, the younger you are, the more clueless you are on reading signs. I mean, to be honest, even at this age, sometimes I miss signs too. And honestly, it's not that I can't see them if I pay attention, but sometimes I'm just, hey, not really looking for it, just kind of being myself in the moment. The signs in these, some of the signs that were missed in these articles could have got some of these guys hemmed up pretty badly. In one story, a guy moves over to a woman's side of the bench at the restaurant they were at. He moves in closer, she scoots away, okay? You know, it'd be different if she was like tee-hee-hee and then kind of moving away, but you know, usually women move away and there's like no smile on their face, or they just kind of like whatever, but you totally missed the signs. And you know, she even told him that she didn't feel comfortable yet because they had just started they just went on this date, and yet he kept advancing. So in another story, which given today's environment was a little hard for me to read, the girl states that she didn't want to hook up. However, he gets her to just make out, and she was fine with that. She's like, look, okay, I'll make out, but I don't want to like do anything. He got her pants down, and she's still saying she don't want to do anything. And nothing happened in this story. Nothing happened where there was, you know, anything bad like that. But, you know, he started whipping something out, and then she just like, look, I'm out of here, you know. And so it's unfortunate because a lot of women don't get out, you know, some women don't get out of that situation. And I'll be honest, that story had me pretty uncomfortable. And listen, I know that back in the day, guys were taught when a girl says no, she really means yes. So, but that's not what no means. No means no, okay? You guys that go ahead and cross that line are definitely messing with a slippery slope, okay? And what's worse is, you know, this girl could be potentially damaged and put into the pool of women again, thinking that all guys are bad, right? Or just because a guy wants intimacy means that he's bad, right? That's normal. Women want intimacy and guys want intimacy. But just realize that as much as, you know, we can bash women for their questionable feelings about the past dating, just remember it takes 2 to tango, and no means no. Mistake number 3 is being too forward. Now, I'm not going to stay on this one too long because it has to do with kind of like what we talked about on the previous mistake. But moving in too close before you have the sign to do so, kissing a girl without her permission. One guy got a girl's cheek, right, because she turned her head, and then he kind of turned her face and then kissed her wet and sloppily on the mouth, okay? So, you know, that's jacked up. But invading someone's space, like the one guy that like took it too far when she clearly said she didn't want to do anything. If you guys don't control yourself, you're gonna catch a case. Seriously, it's not worth it over one woman who doesn't want you. Find somebody else, right? Mistake number 4, bragging too much about yourself. Listen, no one likes a braggart. I mean, it's just annoying. No one really wants to hear that, you know what I'm saying? Like, I was in Mexico and there was a number of these guys, right? Like, obviously making money, doing well. And these guys were pretty much everywhere, right? I would always move to another side of the pool or the club just to avoid these dudes and just to keep my sanity. Anyway, these guys love to brag about their money and what they have. They get all the women and how awesome they are. Gents, don't be that guy, right? It's a clear sign that that guy has some level of insecurities, arrogance, could even be a sociopath. Who knows? In one story though, the guy was rich, the girl wasn't. The girl wasn't, she was financially challenged, let's put it that way. But all he talked about was how he blew off his mom's and his his parents' money, right? And she looks at it as wasted opportunities. Not to mention, it made him feel good to be able to talk about it, but it made her feel bad. Gents, guys like this talk about money because they think it's gonna get them women. And listen, these dudes ain't really wrong about that. You know, there's women that like dudes with money, that want dudes to spend their money on them. And if that's the kind of guy you want to be, you know, then get that money for that reason. But realize that you're wasting money, you're wasting time, right? Because you're gonna get your money took. Trust me, if you want to go out there and flaunt your money, right, you're gonna get your money took, okay? Mistake number 5, going on a date and having nothing to say. Now in one instance, you can go on a date and be talking about yourself too much. In another instance, you go on a date and then you ain't even saying nothing, you know what I mean? So, if your life isn't that interesting where, you don't have enough to talk about yourself to hold a conversation, then instead of going on a date, maybe you need to go ahead and do some things with your life, right? And then live a little bit more life, right? Maybe you're not doing enough with your life, right? So in this story, I'm gonna read this real quick. I met this really cute guy that was basically everything I dreamed of look-wise, right? So she thought this dude was hot. Like everything she wanted, this dude was it. She met with him 4 times. And all 4 times, it was just complete silence. And we had nothing in common. She says the most fun I had was when he had brought one of his friends along and his friend carried on the conversation more than he did. Yo, that is terrible, right? Like you bring another dude, they talking, you ain't talking much, and she like, yo, this dude is cool. She said, I could text that dude all day, but to his face it was impossible. So now we're getting to the society that, people are texting so much or they're behind the screen that, they don't even know how to talk to somebody in real life. To me, that's kind of sad, you know what I'm saying? So you guys got to work on yourselves. Now, if you run out of things to talk about or say or feel or how you think, maybe, other things about your life, personality, this is the perfect time to ask her about her and let her talk so that you can find out something about her before you miss the red flags. I'm gonna tell you, awkward silence is a date killer. Mistake number 6, don't talk too much about your past on your first date. Do not bring up your ex or your past when you first meet somebody. Don't do it. Don't even do it, okay? It's okay to talk about where you're from, how, where you grew up and stuff like that, right? It's okay to talk about, places you've been, some of the things you've done without bragging, all right? But if you're talking about your exes on your date, on the first date especially, that's a no-no, right? Now it's not bad to bring it up because you do want to find some of that stuff out, but if it's just one date, right? No expectations, don't bring that stuff up. You're going down a slip and slide full of hot sauce and you have open wounds. Mistake number 7, don't be rude, okay? Sometimes we go on dates, the people are not who we expect. Maybe they look a little different than we believe. I'm not talking about being catfish. It's like we just see pictures, have this preconceived notion, and they're just not who we thought they were in person. If you find that this happens to you, and the person is being nice, don't be rude, okay? Where again, being a gentleman is like, okay, I may not be into this person, but this is a person, right? And so you don't have to be rude. You can still try and have a nice time. Right. We just talked about ghosting. Ghosting is rude. Just tell a person, you're not what I'm looking for. No offense, and I hope you find what you're looking for. And the reason why I say don't be rude is because what goes around comes around. You can find yourself on a date, somebody don't feel you, and then they just ghost or treat you rude. Okay. And sometimes, gentlemen, you can have an inflated sense of self. You think you're all that, and you deserve a woman that's a 10 when you're a 5. Right? If you're a woman, you're watching this, you're 5 and you think you deserve Prince Charming. It's not the way it goes. Mistake number 8, don't assume your life goals are their life goals, okay? or that your life goals are more important than theirs. Listen, I'm the first one to tell you that I think my life goals are very important. However, I tell people up front what they are, so that way they can evaluate whether they want to deal with me or not, right? Your life goals are important and they should be very important to you. But when you're getting to know somebody, right, don't try to like force them to be what your life goals are, to do what you want to do, right? Listen to what they want to do. Now, here's the thing. You could meet somebody with and you could have two different life goals. And then as time goes on, you find that as you're liking each other, you're dating and stuff like that, then you find, before you have that discussion on being serious or whatever, you start figuring out how can y'all merge life goals, right? So, but talking about like marriage and stuff on a first date and stuff like that, you know, women do that a lot, right? Like, oh, I want to get married. Like, yo, cut that out. Mistake number 9, maintain your poise if the date isn't going right. It's easy to lose faith, gents, if the date isn't going right. However, the best way to recover from a date going badly is to keep showing interest, right? If you are actually still interested. Sometimes a woman will acknowledge that the date is going bad or it went bad, but your effort to try to make sure or make the date better, or like that continued effort, a woman finds that attractive. She can see that you're making the effort, and that can be cute, right? Or later on, after you get to talk later, right, before the end or by the end of the night, you know, it's like, I know this date didn't go as expected, but I like you, but let me make it up to you. But at least you're putting in an effort, okay? This is what you guys have all been waiting for. Mistake number 10. Stop lying. God dang, stop lying, right? I know women lie too, but dudes, stop lying, all right? So look, lying is one of the biggest mistakes that I saw in all these articles, right? You had dudes lying about a range of things. These are little boys who have no real confidence in themselves and about what they have, what they do, where they live, etc., etc., etc. All to impress a girl, okay? Men, you don't have to lie to get women, okay? Second, if you put your focus on yourself, you wouldn't have to lie because you would be happy with who you are, right? You'd be okay with where you are in life, okay? So, you know, I get it. You know, some of you guys are lying because you feel like that's the only way you're going to get lucky. And you guys need to just stop being led with the head that doesn't matter, right? The head that doesn't count, all right? It's going to lead you to ruin. It's going to lead you to empty pockets. It's going to lead you to hurt feelings. And it could lead you to who knows. Is that real men make their intentions known, okay? It's better just to tell a woman that, look, I'm not looking for a relationship, right? Or I'm looking to be casual, or I'm just looking to have some fun. That gives a woman a chance to make a decision for herself, right? And listen, it also makes sure that you don't put yourself in one of these compromising situations. I'm not saying you can't be a nice guy and then wind up sleeping with someone. I'm just saying that, like, if you tell a woman like, oh, I just want to be friends, right? I'm not looking to do any of that stuff, right? And then you go like the guy earlier and you're pushing the way you shouldn't be, right? Again, you're putting yourself in a very bad situation. If you make your intentions known, you won't waste your time. This is the Sensational Gent. I am Sean C. Thank you for your time. If you like the show, please like, share, and subscribe, right? Hit the little bell notification so that you won't miss any videos in the future. And gents, listen, we all make mistakes on these dates. You know, we all get it wrong. We may not read the signs. You know, we might tell little white lies in the beginning, right? But look, there's a lot to be learned from these lessons. If you improve on these things, there's a better chance that your dates will turn out better. You may lose a couple people here or there, but at least you're standing on principle. And that's what real men do. Real men stand on principle. So again, thank you for your time. Live your best life.